Kenyans to welcome the delegation.
Asante sana, Madam Speaker. Wacha nichukue nafasi hii kukaribisha wageni wetu kutoka Samburu County. Vile unavyojua, Madam Speaker, nimetoka Marsabit County, mimi ni senator wa Marsabit County. County ya Samburu ni jirani yangu na tunapakana kwa barabara peke yake kwa mahali mingi. Madam Speaker, hao wageni wamekuja hapa leo, hawajakuja kutembelea Nairobi kuangalia museum ama national park. Wamekuja hapa wakileta kilio ya watu yao kutoka Samburu County. Madam Speaker, tangu Kenya ipate uhuru, hata kabla ya uhuru, sisi kwetu tunaitwa marginalized. Wakati Jomo Kenyatta ameingia tunaitwa marginalized. Wakati Moi ameingia, President Moi ameingia, tunaitwa marginalized. Wakati Uhuru Kenyatta ameingia tunaitwa marginalized. Hata sasa tunaitwa marginalized. Paka watu wetu, juzi kuna MC ameuawa. Na kama viongozi kama hawa wanauawa, kitu gani itafanya hata minister nchi asiuawe? Ningependa sana Madam Speaker, ile motion iko mbele yetu inaongea juu ya banditry. Banditry ni terrorism. Terrorism, watu wanachukua kama terrorism ni kitu muhimu sana. Banditry pia ni terrorism.
You need to wind up, your 1 minute is over.
Asante sana, Madam Speaker. Hiyo motion tuhakikishe, ningeomba wenzangu tupitishe iwe ikitusaidia. Asante sana, Madam Speaker.
Senator Kenyans, 1 minute only.
Asante Bi Speaker kunipa fursa hii. Kwanza kabisa nataka kupongeza Senator wa Samburu kwa jukumu aliyochukua nzuri kabisa na kufuatilia mambo ya usalama katika sehemu ya Samburu. Usalama umekosekana si Samburu peke yake. Laikipia tunaishi kwa hali ya sintofahamu, ukitembea paka Baringo. Kwa hivyo nataka kushukuru. Na hasa seneta wa kutoka Nandi kwa sababu iko mswada ameleta. Mswada ya kusema ya kwamba wizi wa mifugo wa kimabavu na wizi kama huo ni terrorist, Bi Speaker. Na kwa hivyo Bi Speaker, kazi kuu ya serikali Bi Speaker ni kulinda maisha na mali ya wananchi. Nataka kusema ya kwamba ninakemea vitendo ambavyo vinafanywa na hawa wahalifu Bi Speaker, na serikali majukumu yake inapaswa wachukuliwe hawa magaidi, hawa wakora Bi Speaker. Na kwa sababu tayari sisi tumejitolea kama bunge, misaada ambayo tunapitisha Bi Speaker, na hela ambazo serikali inatoza ushuru, tunapaswa kutununiwa vifaa dhabiti ya kupambana na hawa magaidi, hawa wakora Bi Speaker. Naunga mkono, nasema asante.
Thank you, Senator Kenyans. Now, honorable senators, pursuant to Standing Order 45-2, we reorganize the order paper, and instead of order number 12, we will be going to order number 13. And before we do that, I will ask the chair of Roads, Transport and Housing Committee to table the report. Senator Karungo Tangwa, table the report.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, 7th March 2024. Report on the Study Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on the consideration of the Affordable Housing Bill 2023, National Assembly Bill number 75 of 2023. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Next order.
Order number 13, the Affordable Housing Bill, National Assembly Bills number 75 of 2023, second reading.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the Affordable Housing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 75 of 2023, be now read a second time. Madam Speaker, as Leader of Majority, I've had opportunity to lead the session in moving many government bills. But this is one that sits in a pedestal of great pride doing this great task, Madam Speaker, this afternoon, because if there is a single government policy in the present administration's manifesto, otherwise known as the plan, that I strongly believe in and know that has the power to transform our country from a country that is dogged with poverty, sickness, and all the challenges that you can imagine, think of a poor African economy, and catapult us, Madam Speaker, into a middle income status, courtesy of good planning, Madam Speaker, visionary leadership, and the determination to do the right thing, then it is this affordable housing program, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, many times when members of this House travel to various parts of the world, they are impressed by how cities are properly planned. They are impressed by how nations confront their challenges, Madam Speaker, and set their countries on a path of prosperity by making bold decisions. The affordable housing program, Madam Speaker, is a bold program. Madam Speaker, the reason we are here today is that you are aware that in November of 2023, the High Court ruled, Madam Speaker, that the affordable housing levy lacked a legal framework for implementation of the affordable housing program, and therefore the court ruled further as well that in the context in which the levy had been designed, it was discriminatory. Discriminatory, Madam Speaker, because the levy is only charged upon those that are salaried employees. The rest of the citizens don't pay of it. And it has been debatable, Madam Speaker, why you are levying only salaried Kenyans, and therefore there was an argument which I don't agree with, Madam Speaker, but because we are a constitutional democracy, I respect the verdict of the court, though I greatly disagree with it in their view and the direction that we should charge this levy to all Kenyans, because by and large that is what the courts are telling us. That is what LSK, for example, as an institution, are telling us as Parliament to do, that every Kenyan, including the ordinary citizens, those that they sometimes purport to represent in petitions, must pay this particular levy, Madam Speaker. It was the general thinking of many of us that given the fact that we live in almost a quasi-socialist state, Madam Speaker, any adult who lives in this country and has gone through public education has been educated through the taxes of other Kenyans. All of us in this House, Madam Speaker, including the members of staff. The reason why we have formal education is because those that in the 70s, in the 80s, and in the 90s when we went to school, there were people who were working, whose salaries were deducted, and that is what paid for our education. And the thinking then at that particular time was that to move forward this particular nation and to move citizens who don't live in decent households. Madam Speaker, further on while moving this bill, I'd wish to challenge people to read, because I've seen some fools out there tell us, who told you that Kenyans don't have houses. The Constitution does not just talk about houses. It talks about decent houses with access to good sanitation. And Article 43, economic and social rights in this country, Madam Speaker. Therefore, it was a thinking at that particular time that those of us that are well-to-do, that have a salary, that we form a very small portion of our country, Madam Speaker, would do well to support this program so that it benefits the entire country. Unfortunately, Madam Speaker, LSK and the courts and all that petition have asked that this be levied on all Kenyans, including those that don't have a salary. Since, like I have said, we are a constitutional democracy, we are left with very little to do other than to pass the bill as now proposed, so that for anybody to benefit under this program, be it under affordable or social housing, because there are two parts of this program, Madam Speaker, then they must at least pay something. It's not a very bad thing, Madam Speaker, because